What's going on, fellow duelists? It's your boy Cal Life here, bringing you another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. If you guys are new to the content, please do not forget to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, as it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate everyone that's been able to watch the videos. Now, today we are playing Virtual Worlds, and as you can see, we are on a win streak, right? We are streaking through Diamond. We only need 5 more wins to go ahead and hit Diamond 1, so that's pretty huge. But anyways, what are we playing? Well, obviously I said we're playing Virtual Worlds, but in the deck we are playing 2 Effect Veilers, 2 Maxx Cs, 3 Beasts of the Pharaohs, 3 Ash Blossoms, 1 Nian, 3 Lulus, 3 GGs, 2 Lao Liaos, 3 Lilies, and then finally 1 Tao Tao. Now for our last monsters, we are playing 2 Nibirus, right? For our spells, we're playing Pot of Desires, 1 Lightning Storm, 3 Kalooms, 2 Quiet Kinglongs, and then 2 Emergency Teleports, 2 Call by the Graves, and finally 2 Crossout Designators. Now for the traps, we are playing 2 Chuches, and then finally 1 Zanwu. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Now for our extra deck, we are playing 1 Stardust Charge Warrior, 1 Coral Dragon, 1 Juju, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Cloud Castle, 1 Vibilian Dragon Mech, 1 Ravanius Croco, 1 Shen, 1 Tizokin, and then for our Exceeds, we are playing the Phantom Knights of the Breaksword, 1 Bamboozling, 1 Utopia Beyond, 1 Fan, 1 King of All Calamities, and then Zeus. Now, what does this deck do? This deck is crazy because Lulu allows you to go ahead and basically search any virtual card from your deck that wasn't selected. So for instance, if you go ahead and activate Lulu's ability, and let's say there is a trap on the field, right? Then by doing that, you can go ahead and search out one of your monsters or something like that, right? So it's really huge. And then when you're using the Beast of the Pharaoh, if you synchro summon this, you can just constantly keep resummoning the Beast of Synchro, the Beast of the Pharaoh from your graveyard, as it's not a once per turn. Just keep activating it. It just keeps coming back for more synchro material. It's really good, especially it being a level 3. Another thing that's really huge for this deck is the Tizokin. Tizokin makes things really nice because when you go ahead and play a card face down while Tizokin is on the field, you can go ahead and immediately summon out your Crystal Wing. So that's super cool. Another thing is Vermilion. Vermilion, you could go ahead and banish 1 Tuna monster from your hand, graveyard, or face up on the field, and by doing that, you can go ahead and destroy a card on the field. Another thing that's really cool combo wise is when you summon out your Coral Dragon and then go ahead and synchro summon the Ravenous Croc using the Coral, you can actually draw 2 cards. So that's huge, right? So you get 2 cards off of that play right then and there. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you are a Virtual World extraordinaire and know how to play this deck a little bit better. As I said, I am new to this deck, but we have been climbing. But anyways, enjoy. Okay, so here we are going second, and I noticed that they are playing a SWORDSOUL deck. I'm not surprised, right? We are Diamond 3, about to be Diamond 2, so it makes sense that they will be playing SWORDSOUL. Anyways, they're gonna go ahead and go from the Monk Tenki into the Adhar. From the Adhar, they go into Christon. Now, I figured I'll just Effect Veiler this. By Effect Veiling that, I will stop the combo, but they had a Call by the Grave. So unfortunate for us that they are able to Call by the Grave us. And you're about to see, they just get such a nice looking board, man. Like, they go into the Despot. From Despot, they're gonna go into the Auroradon. From Auroradon, they're gonna summon out 3 different tokens along with the Despot to go ahead and summon out a another monster, which is going to be the Yazi. So from Yazi, he's going to activate Auroradon's ability, destroy 1 card. He destroys his Yazi. From Yazi, he's going to go ahead and get off a Taya. From the Taya, he banishes his Monk Tenki, and then from there, he's going to get off a SWORDSOUL token. Now he goes into Boxia, and then with Boxia, what he's going to do is going to go ahead and activate its ability. He destroys his token. Now he can bring out his Moye. He shows he has an Emergence in his hand, Then he activates that to go ahead and summon out a Chaizao. Now, think about this, guys. I'm literally just sitting here watching him do all this. And honestly, at first, I really didn't think I had an answer for what he was going to, because I thought he was going to go into his what do you call it, Baron de Fleur, but he actually goes into Changing. So I guess he was feeling really confident. I mean, I don't blame him. I probably would go into Changing too, as I would have a negate, especially if I had an emergence in my hand, knowing I could summon out a Protoss. So he activates Protoss ability. I think the only thing I would have done here is, instead of selecting Dark, I probably would have selected Water, just in case this was a SWORDSOUL matchup. But either way, it is our turn. I go ahead and activate our Lightning Storm. Now our Lightning Storm, I'm gonna go ahead and attack the Chaizao, just so I can get rid of that negate that he had on the field. I activate our Power Desires, and we actually draw into an emergency teleport. So I summon out the Lulu. From there, I can activate our Lulu's ability in the hand to summon out that, and then we get to put our card in the graveyard, our Virtual Gate spell, and then I'm going to go into the Bamboozing. Now, I know what you're thinking, 0 attack points, what are we doing? Well, we're going to go into Zeus. So I noticed that this is not infinite impermanence, so I'm going to go ahead and just activate Zeus ability. They activate the Crossout, trying to get us to be banished. So they wanted to banish their Maxx C, so then they can go ahead and banish our Zeus, but in reality that's not happening, as we are able to go ahead and get that off. I activate our spell in our graveyard to bring out a Lulu from our deck to our hand, and I am going to put the Desires into the grave. I play both my cards face down, and they scoop. So imagine setting up such a nice board just so you can go ahead and get Zeus. Probably should have went into the Baron de Fleur. All right, so this duel is actually crazy. And once again, we are going to second. So I noticed that they're gonna go ahead and use a Rhoda. So I can only imagine if they're starting off for Rhoda, this is most likely going to be Sky Strikers. So I decided to Ash it, hoping to stop them from grabbing a Ray, but apparently they already had one. So from there, they're going to go into the Shizuku, and I'm gonna immediately go ahead and affect Vela that. Now, what was weird is from the Shizuku, they sent it to the graveyard to go into the Hayate. I don't understand why. Like, nothing would have changed. Like, your effect's still not going off, but it is what it is. Anyways, we get a Kaloon onto the field. I'm gonna go ahead and put out my trap Virtual Gate Chooch, and then from Churche, I'm gonna go ahead and use Pot of Desires. Now, I do grab a Lily. And then from Lily, I can activate its ability to toss a card into the graveyard. And then I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves a Lulu. Now I activate Lulu's ability. I toss a spell into the grave. That way I can go ahead and grab another Lily. And then I can go ahead and summon out the Nian, which I can now go into a Shen. Now this is really problemsome for them because they need their monsters in the graveyard and their spells. So I'm going to go ahead and attack. They're actually going to hit us with an infinite impermanence, which we can't do anything about, but the good thing is we still are able to destroy. So I do attack right here, and we destroy the Hayate. Hayate gets its spell into the graveyard, which is going to be able to summon out the Ray. Ray is going to activate the ability, which is what I figured would happen, and so I'm going to now activate the Chuche, which I can go ahead and put 2 cards back in my deck from my banish zone to attack directly. That way, next turn they won't have a monster on the field. So no Shizuku is going to be activated. I put a Pod Desires face down just for bait. Anyways, they summon out another Ray that they had in their hand, and they go into a Hayate, which they're able to go ahead and get another spell in their graveyard, which is going to be crazy. As you're going to see, they're going to go ahead into another Shizuku. This one I cannot stop, however, so they are able to go ahead and get themselves an engage finally. But it is our turn, and they have no cards face down. So I decided to go ahead and activate Lily's ability. I toss out the Cologne City, and then from there, I'm going to send out another Nian into the graveyard. I'm going to now link into the Ravenous Croc, and then from Croc, I'm going to activate its ability. I get to draw a card. I activate the spell once again, the World Gate King Long, to go ahead and send a card to the graveyard and get a Lily. Now I'm able to go ahead and send another virtual world, which is going to be the Tuto, to go ahead and summon out a Nien. And this is where things get really troublesome, guys. You're about to see what I'm talking about. Anyways, I do decide to go ahead and attack. They get out the Kaina, so I cannot destroy Kaina, unfortunate, but at least all their cards is being banished. I do put one of my Lulus back into the graveyard, and now I decide I'm going to go ahead and try to stop by going into King of All Calamities, and this is where it just becomes bad. They actually had a Nibiru in their hand right on time to go ahead and stop what I needed to do. By doing that, you're gonna see this dude just gets a little bit more crazier. So they do, however, draw into one of their Sky Striker Mecha multi-row. So I decided to go ahead and actually destroy the multi-row because I know that they're trying to get the Nibiru off the field, and by getting the Nibiru off the field, they can activate their Sky Striker cards. They attack into me, which is going to bring them down to 200 life points. And so I'm thinking we're good to go. All I got to do is Ash Blossom this, engage. Well, they actually had a Crossout Designator in their hand, so they get rid of our Ash Blossom by banishing theirs, which is going to allow them to just combo. You're about to see. So now that they have the engage and they have 3 spells in the card in the grave, they can get a Ray, and then from there draw an extra card. Now from Ray, they're going to go into the Kagari, and then they're going to go ahead and grab the engage once again, which is going to allow them to continue to get more cards. So once again, they get to search one Sky Striker card. They get the card that's able to destroy monsters, and if it destroys a monster while 3 spells is in the graveyard, they can go ahead and destroy a spell or trap card as well. So they destroy our token and our trap card, which was going to be super useful for us, and they end their turn. Now, like I said, I did have this Pot of Desires as bait, but unfortunately it wasn't bait enough. Anyways, we get rid of our Pot of Desires. We do get a GG. From GG, I activate this to go ahead and put another one onto our field, our World Gate. Now I decide to go ahead and summon, activate our Pot of Desires, and we're now down to 2 cards, which now brings us down to 0 in our deck. This is looking crazy because now we have to end this turn. Anyways, I go ahead and synchro summon to Vermilion. Vermilion is such a good card. I'm able to banish one of my tuners to pop a card, and guess what? It was a Sky Striker mech right here. So it's actually crazy because then now I could go into our Shenshin, and then just in case, I'm able to go ahead and put a card back into my deck. I activate this right here so I can summon out a monster onto the field, get rid of the Nibiru in our hand, and I'm going to go ahead and attack, and we are going to win the game. Now the reason I summoned out the Lulu was just in case they did have a forbidden droplet and they were able to go ahead and get rid of both my cards on the field. At least Lulu would have been able to attack over whatever was next. But yep, on to the next one. Okay, so it is our turn, and this is going to be our last duel. So anyways, we are going to start off with the emergency teleport to summon out the Nien. From there, we can summon out GG by tossing a card into our graveyard, and from there, I'm going to activate Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is huge because it helps us draw a Lulu, which is going to start off the combo, as now we have a tuner on the field. And so now with us being able to synchro summon, we're going to synchro summon into the Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon, when it is synchroed off, it can go ahead and allow us to draw a card. So I decided to go ahead and sync the Coral Dragon with the GG. That way we can grab the Ravenous Croc. When Ravenous Croc is summoned, we can also draw a card. So now we can draw 2 cards. So that is a very huge benefit for us. So by drawing 2 cards, I'm going to go ahead and draw into a Call by the Grave and a Nibiru. I activate our spell in the grave to allow us to get ourselves a Lulu. I toss out the Call by the Grave, and I'm going to go ahead and end my turn as I'm able to bring back a Lulu again thanks to GG's effect. Now at this point, we're looking pretty good. We do have a monster destroy with the Ravenous Croc by destroying 2 cards, and then we have the effect Veiler, which we're going to go ahead and hit the Uni Zombie with right now. So by hitting the Uni Zombie, his effect is negated, which is going to be huge. They then decide to use the Dangerous Tsukunoko, with the dangerous Sukunoko, he's going to discard 1 card. They get to draw a card, and now they're going to go into an exceed of level 3 of rank 3 of Dante the Traveler of the Burning Abyss. I'm going to actually go ahead and try to use Croc's ability to destroy it, but we do get hit with the Forbidden Droplet. So unfortunately we are negated, and with us being negated, we just go back to 1000 life points no matter what cards we have in our hand. So at this point, the only thing that we can do is depend on our Nibiru. So we're gonna hope that they summon 5 cards. So, and right here, you guessed it, they actually summoned the 5th card with the Monster Reborn, which is going to hurt them really bad. I'm gonna actually Nibiru them right here. I put both of our tokens and my Nibiru into the defense, and then from here, we're actually going to draw into a nice little Lily. I'm gonna activate Lily's ability, and from there, they're just gonna go ahead and scoop. But anyways, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoy a wonderful day. If you liked the video, do not forget to go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. Now, Life is signing out. See ya.